Danielle Campo.
That's two-time Paralympian Danielle Campo receiving the National Hero Award last month at Canada's Walk of Fame. Campo won gold medals in swimming at the 2000 Summer Games in Sydney, but it's her work after retiring that's earned her national honors. Campo lives with muscular atrophy, and through her philanthropic efforts, she's helped raise $5 million for research. Tomorrow also marks, by the way, International Day of Persons with Disabilities, and Danielle Campo is in our spotlight tonight. She joins us from Windsor, Ontario. Thank you so much for making the time. Now, Danielle, I know that you were diagnosed with muscular atrophy at age 2. Tell me a bit about that and the impact that it had on you growing up.
Yes, I was diagnosed at the age of 2 because my mom noticed that I'd put my hands up to ask to be carried, or I'd fall more than my older brothers. And having 2 older brothers that were very involved in sports, my mom thought, you know, maybe this is just developmentally the difference between boys and girls. And so she made an appointment, and the doctor said, you know what, it couldn't hurt to get her to a specialist to just get this checked out. And that specialist took one look at me and said, this child has muscular dystrophy, which would later be rediagnosed as spinal muscular atrophy. And so that's where my story started.
That's where your story started, but what a journey it has been. You overcame that diagnosis to become a Paralympic swimmer, winning numerous medals, as I mentioned, including triple gold in 2000. What was that journey like?
Well, my parents put me in the water as a form of physio. And, you know, the joke in our family is that neither one of my parents can swim. And so they literally were like, we got to find what makes these muscles move. And water was my freedom. And I loved being in the water, and then setting that goal of going to the Paralympics and getting to represent our country and stand on the podium not once, but 3 times and hear our national anthem. You take all the struggles that you have as a person with a disability, and you just celebrate those successes of, you know, I set a goal and I achieved that goal.
You have channeled all of that experience, all of that energy into your work as a disability rights advocate. What kind of changes are you hoping to create with that work?
I think it's so important that in just sharing my story, people connect with my story and see that, you know, we can have a goal. We all are going to go through struggles. We all are going to have those difficult moments, but it's really giving that pain purpose to say, hey, I got to channel this and move this in the right way so that I can succeed, and not only just succeed, but I can thrive.
You recently, and we're looking at pictures right now, you became one of the recipients of the National Hero Award, that honor from Canada's Walk of Fame. What did that recognition, what did that ceremony and this honor mean to you?
Oh my goodness, the Canada's Walk of Fame family, the committee is unbelievable. And so being able to be recognized and have the amazing Rick Hansen present me with my award, it made me feel like all of those difficult times and all of the pushing through and the fighting and advocating can be so tiring sometimes. And it was just like, this is worth it. You keep pushing through, and you don't do this work for the recognition, but you do it, you know, so that other people can share their own celebrations with you and share their successes. And it was so incredible to unite as a nation and to have that honor. I'm speechless over how much it means to me. It was just so special and such a beautiful night.
Pretty incredible. And I know that you have in your other life, your day-to-day life, you have 5 kids. Pretty incredible feat.
That's my new Olympics.
That's your new Olympics. What do you tell them? And I know 2 of your kids actually have the same condition that you were diagnosed with. What do you tell them about really pushing forward and also being an advocate like you are?
Every day I'm big on you celebrate those little moments, but we talk about pushing through the pain. It doesn't mean you don't acknowledge that sometimes things are difficult and that you don't ask for help. It's totally okay to ask for help, but we also really focus with our children and with all children, you find your own way. And sometimes being the best isn't what you're going for. It's being your best. And so, even my 3-year-old who also has spinal muscular atrophy, she'll pull herself up the stairs with the railing and I'll say, "Do you need help?" And she's like, "I got this, Mom. I got to push through the pain." And so it's those little moments of you've got to find that mantra, what works for you, what motivates you. And I mean, watching them, pushes me to do more.
I had an experience this past year and last year on Marketplace, because we did a story on what it's like to travel in this country for folks with disabilities. It was eye-opening for me because I had never looked at it through that perspective. I know December 3rd is International Day of Persons with Disabilities, which aims to promote disability rights and raise awareness for the situations that those with disabilities have to go through on a daily basis. What's your message for Canadians as they mark this day?
I think it's that we are doing an amazing job. We have come so far, but we still have so much further to go. And, it's my dream for people living with a disability to just be able to show up at other people's, starting points. And what I mean by that is sometimes when you have a disability, you're giving 110% to just start at someone without a disability's 0% start. And so for me, as we come together and we unite and we continue to push this movement forward, we're going to eliminate those invisible barriers that we don't even know are existing. Exactly like you said, the difficulty of traveling, the difficulty of, sometimes just getting into a store or to a school or constantly having to advocate. My dream is that we have a world where people just show up and the platform is there for them to be their best each and every day.
What an incredible message and what an incredible story you have and the work that you are doing as well. Danielle, thank you so much for joining us here on Canada Tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here and thank you so much.
That is Paralympian and disability rights advocate Danielle Campo joining us from Windsor, Ontario.